Do you miss the good old days of Buffy the Vampire Slayer? If that's a yes, then you may want to check out Nocturna, a 2015 vampire movie. I would say very reminiscent in the kind of the feel and the style of Buffy the Vampire series. Now, this movie is directed by Buzz Alexander, who also wrote this, and it focuses on two police detectives as they basically are embroiled in a kind of a feud between two kind of like vampire factions that are kind of living in this city, and it appears that these kind of factions have been there for ages, and some humans have kind of known about them and just kind of give them a wide berth, whilst obviously others don't know anything about it. And these basically cops get involved and basically are involved in this kind of spark of a war between these kind of two factions, and end up kind of being in the middle as they sort of try and help seemingly innocents that are caught between the crossfire. Like I said, this definitely has a TV feel to it. It has fairly kind of, I would say, somewhat low production values because of that. So when you watch this movie, it will remind you of you're watching something like, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, to be fair, is probably giving it too much credit. You're probably looking at, like the kind of like the forgettable vampire films, Moonlight Cop or whatever they were called, that you've maybe forgotten about, and they were only available on VHS. Let's not just say there's quite a lot of action in this film, but it's all of the low budget variety. There are some kind of typical kind of like what I would consider like 90s cool here. People dressed up and they think looking like they're badass. I mean, The Matrix came out a long time ago, folks. So I don't know. This film is so out of time to me. The 2015 movie, it felt like it should have come out in the early 90s. To be honest with you, it's so a product of that kind of era. But if you are a fan of that, then you may want to check this out. But it was all kind of a juvenile feel to it. The vampire effects are okay. There's quite a lot of kind of wishing around by the vampires and things like that. I think Estella Warren is the kind of the biggest name here. She plays kind of one of the vampires, and she looks kind of quite sexy, I have to say. But overall, I felt this movie was kind of flat and uninteresting, and was a bit of a chore to sit through because it really just wasn't mature enough. I didn't feel. It just came across as very sort of trite and kind of cheesy. A couple of okay action sequences, and like I said, the effects and stuff weren't so bad, but just really forgettable. If you like your cheesy vampire stuff, first series Buffy the Vampire Slayer, first season, then you may like this one. I'm going to give this movie a 3.5 out of 10. Have you seen it? What did you think of it? Leave a comment, and I will look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.